Hi and welcome to this basic tutorial on how to program the flight management computer in the Jetstream 4.1. We will begin with powering up the aircraft. We will turn on the batteries, turn on the GPU, turn on the avionics. Alright, the FMC is...
System test, okay.
That's just the TCAS system test. The FMC is located at the first officer's side of the cockpit, in the lower left corner. We will zoom in and begin with powering on the unit by clicking on, and it will run a self-test. Here is our first page. This is our starting airport. This is Innsbruck. Press enter. You can check so the date and the time is correct. Now we are at our starting page or flight plan. It's empty, so we will start with selecting the depart. By line select the depart and it will highlight. Press enter. We will then type in our airport, or departing airport, which will be Innsbruck, Lima Oscar Whiskey India. Press enter. And here's the information about the airport. Okay, so this is our departure page. Here you the computer will ask you to enter a standard instrument departure. We will begin with selecting the runway. If you would like to do that, you just press this line select button. Today we will be departing from runway 08. So press enter. And we will use the SID called Unken 1 Juliet. So we just line select that one. If you take a look at the function of these buttons, you can select two. So you have to click twice to get to the second post. I have selected the SID and enter. Also, our transition will be Unken, and where we will transition into an airway in this case. Press enter. Here's all the waypoints that are included in the SID, and all these will be added to your flight plan. And select enter. Now we can see that this is our active flight plan. We have two pages. This is page 1. If we click on the next button, we will step to page 2 and see that all our waypoints has been added to the flight plan. Our next step is to enter our airway, and to be able to enter the airway you have to use this symbol, and in our case the airway is called Tango 701. Press enter, and you will be asked to enter the to and from. This route is very short, so we will go from Unken to Sierra Bravo Golf, and you will see that if you select Sierra Bravo Golf, for example, you will get the from and to. I will press enter, and our waypoint has been added. And if there is a if you're traveling quite a distance on the airway, you will get more waypoints in between. Okay, our next step is to choose an arrival or an approach. In our case, we don't have any ATC today because this is just a tutorial. We can select an approach and type in our destination airport, which will be Salzburg. And here is your landing runway, which will be runway 15 today. Press enter. Now you get 3 options: the instrument landing system, the NDB approach, and the RNAV approach. In our case we will use the ILS, and the transition will be from Sierra Bravo Golf. And just as in the departure page, you can see the waypoints that are being entered into your flight plan. Okay, so now we have a complete route to our destination. If we would like to enter a standard terminal arrival, we can select the arrive, enter, and we will see that our runway has been pre-selected. We will then use, for example, Unken, transition from Unken to Delta 225 Delta to Sierra Bravo Golf. Today we will not use the star, so we will erase that one. Okay, so now we have the complete flight plan. You may want to double check so they are correct. So the VNAV function, if you click on VNAV, we'll get to this page, and we will start by selecting data, enter, and type in our cruising altitude, which today will be flight level 110, that's 11,000 feet, and our transition level will be 11,000 feet also. And if you step to the next page, you can see what altitude you will be approximately be on when you reach the waypoint. And I will get back to you while we are in flight on just how you can change these values and get a calculation on your top of descent, rate of descent, vertical speed, etc. Okay, and if we press plan, you can see we can see our fuel status, which will be in pounds. We can see our remaining fuel, and also type in a reserve fuel, for example 1200. We can step to the last page, and here we have the aircraft weight. You can see the basic operating weight. We can enter our payload, for example 1000 pounds. We can see our fuel on board on this page, and also it will calculate our gross weight or starting weight. One function that is good to know is that if you click on tune, you can select frequency, radio frequency. In this case we will be flying on Unicom, so we will enter 122.80, and this frequency is now your standby frequency, so press enter to make it your active one. We can step to the next page, and here you can enter an ILS frequency, an NDB, no sorry, NDB is ADF of course, VOR frequency. This is your transponder, and today there's no ATC online, so we will be using Squawk 2200 because this will be an IFR flight. Okay, we are ready with the FMC. If you want to see your routes on the navigation display, you can click on LNAV and full map. Okay, so now we are climbing through 4,500 feet, and if we take a look at our navigation display, we can see that we have a discontinuity or a disco, so you can bring up the FMC, and press on direct, and we will choose Rattenberg and enter, and you can see that the disco has been corrected. Now I'm gonna show you how to set hard numbers, altitudes, and also check your vertical speed. If we go to VNav, you can see our current altitude, our range to top of climb, and estimated time, and also our vertical speed. So if we step to the next page, we can see that our top of climb will be just before Rattenberg, and our top of descent will be between Rattenberg and Unken. So for example, if we would like to be at 4,000 feet at Sierra Bravo Golf, we can line select and type in 4,000 and press enter, and as you can see, the numbers are being recalculated, and you will get an indication of on what altitude it will be on when you reach that waypoint. And if you would like to insert or add a waypoint, a new waypoint, you can go to flight plan, and for example, if we want to add a waypoint after Sierra Bravo Golf, we can select this row and enter our new waypoint, Sierra India, press enter, and this is a NDB with frequency 410, that is correct, and as you can see, the new waypoint has been added. If you want to delete a waypoint, you can select the waypoint you want to delete and press back, and you can see the delete and press enter, and we're back to where we were. At the VNav page, when we are at our cruising altitude, we can see the range to our top of descent and the estimated time, and also when we get closer to our descent, we can see the vertical speed here that we need to obtain in order to follow plan of descent. Okay, so we have reached our top of descent, we have programmed the ILS, and we have begun our descent. As you can see, the required vertical speed is 1,400, and we are obtaining that. That is our actual vertical speed, and we can also see that we are a little high. And if we take a look at the second page, we can see that our next waypoint, we have to be at 4,000 feet, which is a hard number, and then make our approach into the final for the ILS runway 15. This is pretty much the basics on how to program the FMC. If you have more questions or would like to do more advanced programming, then please have a look at YouTube or the FCOM for the Jetstream. There is a lot of information, and I have only covered a small part of it. Good luck with your programming, and have a nice flight. Bye bye. Landing.
Glide slope. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.